The concept we've got with Ubuntu is the rescue of mainly big cats, and then give them a permanent home in our sanctuary. Especially like predators, it's a serious problem. It's large carnivores, they're dangerous. We give them a permanent home. We've got the means to do it. We've got the space. South Africa is big. We've got big open spaces, nice pieces of land, and it just makes it so much easier.
Do you breed the animals as well on the?
No, we don't breed. We don't breed at all. Our females are all spayed. It also helps to prevent cancer, because if they don't breed, they tend to get ovarian cancer. So yeah, we don't breed. There's no purpose in breeding. Where do you go with those animals that you breed?
So the purpose is to rescue this specific animal from some kind of certain death.
We rescue them from a situation where they've got no future, and then we give them a future to spend their last days with us. Two of our tigers, the one is 15 years old and one is 18 years old. We're literally just giving them their last twilight years with us, where they can have, instead of a 5 by 5 meter concrete little cell, now they've got a massive camp with bush and water and sun, and now they can experience life for the last years of their life. So we give them their forever home.
Trophy hunting is quite stigmatized in some areas of society.
It's all about money, and it actually it started way back in Kenya, when it's hunting a lion over there is going to cost you $100,000 US. Hunting a lion here in South Africa is 25,000 US. So what they do is the hunters themselves started this whole thing to stop hunting in South Africa. Go and ask the activists if they know about it. They won't. They don't know about it. Because they wanted to stop it here, they can make more money over there in Kenya. That's the truth of it. What is the guy who's sitting behind his keyboard? What is he doing to rehabilitate land? Bring animals back that's on the verge of extinction. What are they doing? I know people that's really putting money in there. And I'm not saying I don't shoot anything. I don't like hunting. I'm not involved in hunting. I don't want to have anything to do with hunting. But just shoot somebody down because you haven't even, you don't know exactly what's going on. Just because somebody said something somewhere along the line and it's easy to get on your keyboard and your social media's platform and make everybody else look bad. I don't think that's on. Hello, my babies. These three we rescued from a farm where they were bred for hunting. Eventually they would have been hunted. So, and you can see, they're social animals. And that's people don't always understand this, but if you put an animal like this back into the bush, it's lost its fear of humans, all that kind of thing. So they're very naive animals. You can't put them back into the wild.
Where does this come from?
They come from a breeding farm in Limpopo province, where they breed for hunting. Got a couple of programs running, like the one we spoke about with anti-poaching, where we had incidentally 2 guys from Sweden that came here, and they spend time with us. They spend time with the farmers. They spend time on the land, working with the guys, seeing what it's like. So our main source of income is volunteers.
And what's the procedure to become a volunteer?
Well, it's quite easy. You go to our website, or you go to our social media, to our Facebook site, and all the information is there, where you can, and there you apply, and we give you all the details and make sure that there's space available for you, and then you come over. Be nice. Okay. Lekker zit hier een beetje vliegjes. You got some flies. Kom Zuka. Come boy. Come. Come on boy, come.
He looked a bit small when he lied down. All of a sudden he...
That's what they do now. You wouldn't even notice. Let him remark his friends he didn't like it.
Oh, sorry Adam. I didn't mean anything by it. I would never challenge you.
It's still your friend. Heeft geboren daarvoor.
Let's drive around. I'll show you the others. In South Africa, the biggest threat obviously is habitat loss and poaching.
What is poaching them and why?
Poaching for teeth and paws, and it's for the traditional medicine, and then also, I believe, for export to China and the Asian countries that uses the paws and the teeth and the claws and everything in their traditional medicine. But I know there's quite an increase in poaching at the moment with our wild population, so they're quite under threat. 120 k's from us. There's lots of problems. They caught 2 or 3 suspects with lion paws. And there was an incident on the 30th of December when this is a fully grown lioness.
Nice.
On the 30th of December they poached, or they poisoned and cut off the mouths and the paws of, I think it's 4 or 5 lions. Close to us, about 120 kilometers from us. Your antelope, your kudu and your impala and everything, they tend to walk, especially the bulls, they're territorial. So they'll walk around the fence and do their kind of call it a fence patrol, a territory patrol. So it's easy to wait for them, and these guys know the routes the animals go. So it's easy to wait for them, and then when they're there, shoot them from outside. Crawl underneath a warthog hole, go in, fetch the body, and what they do is they will leave the head and stuff that can be evidence. They'll just cut it up into pieces quickly and then take it out. So they will leave the head and the hooves, the horns, and anything that can be used as evidence. They leave that behind and just take shoulders and hindquarters and so on. Yeah, it's a big loss. It's really a big loss. And besides that, I mean, you see, it's such a beautiful animal. Now it's cut to pieces and sold cheaply in the bushmeat trade. So no, it breaks your heart. I mean, it's such a beautiful animal that you work with every day. Okay, basically what we're doing is twice a week at least, we do what we call a snare sweep. Snares is wire snares or wire traps that they put out for the animals in the bush. And what they will do is they'll tie it around a tree, and then with a loop, so the animal will walk through, catch it around the head, the animal immediately will pull back, and then it will basically strangle it. So where you start, this is an ideal place. If you look around, you can see there's lots of tracks around here. There's lots of impala tracks. There's fresh impala dung here. So this is almost one of their middens. You'll see there's places where there's lots of it together, one of their middens. So we follow from this. We'll follow and see where is the most spoor, and then we'll start walking on that. And the poachers will put the snares in the game trails. because that's where the animals walk. They don't walk. They'll walk in trails like we'd walk on sidewalks and stuff like that.
And how often do you find snares when you?
Every time.
Yeah.
Every time. It depends on how many. One day we found 35 in a section like this. So this area, this game farm, has been divided into 4 blocks, and we do 1 to 2 blocks at least once to twice a week. Now, a water hole is at the bottom, so the animals walk from the top. They'll come down to the water hole, or follow the game trails, and that's where they catch them. The baddest and the worst about this is they catch the animals in the traps, but sometimes they don't come fetch them. Most times they don't come and fetch them. So the animal dies a horrible death for nothing. And that's not nice. I mean, that's just plain common cruel. Right, we're going to walk behind Sam. Sam, you take the spoor. You're better than what we do. You can clearly see the game trail here. This is where they will enter the thicker bush. There's another one going there, so we can check this way. You can see there's spoor here as well. And all the spoors leading down towards the water. See again the spoor going. It's going around that way. We'll take shortcuts here. But you can see how thick it is, how dense it is. This is another clear track going down. Can you see it?
Not really, the track.
This is the trail?
Yeah.
There's the trap.
Oh, yeah. Under the branch there.
Yeah. There's the trap. The animal will come down. It walks. You can see there comes the spoor.
Yeah.
All the way. It will come through. It will walk through here. It will go through. Boom. As it goes on,
And strangles to death.
it pulls it. So the first thing the animal will do is it's going to pull back.
Yeah.
And it's stuck. Now it's starting to strangle. If they're lucky, it's around the neck.
Yeah.
If they're not so lucky, it catches them around the waist. And then it takes them 2 to 3 days to die.
Yeah.
So yeah, here's the first one.
How often do you find animals in this?
Often. We lost a lot of animals. Now if you look at the material, this is a cable.
Yeah.
This thing will catch a giraffe, buffalo, nothing's going to get away from this.
Yeah.
The worst is if it breaks the tree, if it breaks the branch, it will carry the branch with it. So now it's carrying the branch behind it, and it's running away from this thing that's behind it.
Yeah.
So the stress, it chases everything around. So it's one huge balls up with this stuff. And you'll now see if we can try to take this thing off. There you go. Deadly. And as I told our previous anti-poaching guys, first animal safe for the day.
Yeah.
Okay, let's carry on.